What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steelers Rewind here on Penn Live. Nick Farabaugh here with you guys. And the Steelers lose this one 17-14. Not as much fireworks as last week, huh? Some turnovers. Watching Logan Woodside. Lots of bad today. But let's talk through some of the good first. And kind of what I thought were good. Roman Wilson. I mean, let's keep it a buck, guys. This guy keeps proving he can do something with this offense. Roman Wilson is not a perfect wide receiver too. He struggles against press. His releases are okay, not great. And he's not the biggest guy. But what he is fast, explosive, has elite hands. He's competitive. He's coachable. And this is a player that you have an easy role for in this offense that no one else has. He can play outside. He can play inside. He's gotten better against press. His releases have improved. There's a lot to work with here with Roman Wilson. And what he has done and how they have utilized him on posts, crossers, digs, different things like that where he just wins. I mean, those are his routes because he is so explosive instantly and he has such great acceleration. It's hard to get your hands on. And when you do, sometimes you can slow him down, but only really technical corners can do it. So he's sticking out. The other guy from the wide receiver room, I mean, Scotty Miller. This guy's had a great camp. He continues to be good in games. He had 4 for 42 last week. I don't have it off the top of my head. I know at some point today he had 2 for 38. That might be what he finished with. But he keeps making plays. Scotty Miller's a good player, and he keeps making plays. And you know who's not? Robert Woods. And I think Bobby Trees, man, he's just looked like a guy that doesn't have much there anymore. He's a great blocker, and he's a great veteran presence. But you could use more than that. The 5 wide receivers on this roster right now, to me, are fairly easy to tell. It's DK, it's Calvin, it's Roman, it's Skowronek, and it's Scotty Miller. And I think they might still go outside the org, and I think they should still look for guys outside the org. But wide receiver, I think at least you feel a little more comfortable because it certainly looks like to me they have a guy in Roman Wilson. I also want to talk a little bit about Kaleb Johnson. Kaleb Johnson today looked more like KJ. The guy I watched at Iowa that I thought was just really instinctive and knew what he was doing. And essentially the type of player that was decisive, quick, and got downhill in a hurry. I thought that's what he did today. He was more decisive. He was more precise in his cuts. I thought reading the offensive flow was much better, reading the O-line. I still wish in the open field he wouldn't bounce it as much. He does bounce it a little too much for my liking in the open field. And I thought that is something that he needs to work on. But I do think there are positives here to work with when it comes to KJ. I do think he is doing a nice job and things are starting to come about. Pass pro receiving work still needs some work. Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell are going to take most of that early in the year. But I do think Kaleb Johnson is starting to at least get something under him. This O-line, I think, in pass pro has been decent. I really think Broderick Jones has had some really good reps. There was one rep on the touchdown to Brandon Johnson where he just mirrored Yaya Diaby beautifully. I think Troy Faltano has looked great through 2 weeks. There's a lot of positives on this O-line, but the depth pieces aren't good. They're missing McCollum and Spence. And Calvin Anderson. They're missing those 3. Spence is not hurt, but he's playing with the first team with Sayamalo not playing. So the second team is really like a pseudo third team. There are a lot of unnecessary penalties from that group, and they can't run block that well, and so the run game still needs to get more efficient. Speaking of the run game, I think we got to talk about Lou Nichols. Like, down the roster, there are a few guys I think that have made a name for themselves. I think guys like Deshaun Jameson. I think guys like, Max Hurleman, who probably won't make the roster, but will be good practice squatters. And I think Lou Nichols is this guy who they signed with injuries kind of coming up in that room, and he's just shined. I mean, he's got great contact balance. He runs with violence. He's got good speed and burst. There was a 3-play sequence. He had that 37-yard run, another hard run, came in, made a great catch and contested wheel route, and then stuck his face in the fan. If Rock Taylor had tracked the ball more and Logan Woodside put just a little bit less air under it, it would have been a touchdown, and he stuck his face in the fan on a linebacker in the A-gap. Like, I just thought that was really impressive stuff from Lou Nichols. So he's somebody that I have circled really well. Let's go to the defense. Derrick Harmon looking good today, in my opinion. The sack, just a beautiful bull rush. I mean, you could not put it up any better than how he did it. He was active in run game. I thought this looked more comfortable like Derrick Harmon. He's using his length. He's got great length. And he's starting to use it a little more where it's like, okay, there you are, Derrick Harmon. So I do like to see that from him. Y.A. Black, I think, is clearly bothered by something with his arm. And so he, I think, struggled a little more than he did last week. Last week he was utterly dominant. This week I thought we saw some more struggles, and I think some of that was due to his arm. Also pad level issues I think he has. But that's going to be a work in progress with him anyways. And then when you talk about Jack Sawyer, I think the run game, the motor is great. And he has these inconsistent moments in the pass rush where, you know, he flashed 2 or 3 times today, but, you know, he gets run around the arc so many times. He needs an inside move. He needs something with power to pop inside. And that's going to be his biggest thing, because he was getting run around the arc all day today. While we're in the pass rush, Ekuliota was a depth guy I thought that had a nice day today. So shout out to him. In terms of the secondary, you know, this Bucs group is deep. And I thought, you know, guys like Brandon Nichols had struggles today. On the touchdown with Egbuka, he didn't get his head around. He got juked out by Tez Johnson. He also had moments of plus ball. He's still the corner 4, but obviously he's not perfect. Beanie Bishop, I thought, tackled very well in space today and looked better in coverage. I thought Cole Holcomb continued to play super well. This guy looks like the inside linebacker 3. He's playing at a high level. Peyton Wilson struggled in coverage today, got absolutely dusted on a 3rd down play. Cade Otton dropped it, and then Bucky Irving on the touchdown. He was in good coverage. He just needed to get his head around. I understand he's not a natural DB, but that is something when you're a special coverage linebacker, like when you are the best in the world, you can make. I don't think he's at that level, but I do think he's still solid there. But something to note there. I've just been so impressed by Cole Holcomb, though. I mean, that guy is balling out, continuing to play at a high level. This corner room, guys like James Pierre, man, James Pierre is such a good special teamer, but the coverage is just so rough. There were so many times today where he just got beat, his face got crossed, different things like that, and you're like, man, if Corey Trace could stay healthy, because unfortunately he's now missed both preseason games with that injury. So we will see, but this Steelers roster starting to shape up. They got one more game Thursday against the Panthers. All right, folks, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell for more. I'll be back.